Server does all this work. Server does all this work. Okay. Server at this layer, server works at this layer, and basically, you know, makes the logical connection between various things. Okay. Civil goes one more step ahead. Let me tell you one more step. What is that step? Let's say this opportunity has A&E department 1. By mistake, user enters 2 accounts, A&E department 1 and another account with A&E department 1. Can it happen in Civil? We remember that. See, there was this account which was having same. We could enter 2 accounts with the same name, right? These are accounts with the same name, right? So you tell me which account this is referring to. It is not clear. It is not clear, right? So we should not be keeping account name here. We should be keeping something else of the account. By making a connection, right? User will use his logic to make a connection. He knows he's entered this account, then he should be using the same account. He knows. But Civil cannot store this, because otherwise Civil will get confused. While bringing the data back, Civil will get confused which account it is referring to. Is it right? So while storing the data, what Civil does is Civil assigns.
Or Civil can ask for additional information?
Civil can ask for a lot of information, but still name is wrong, and Civil cannot store the name here. Is it right? Name could be duplicate, right? So what Civil does is Civil assigns a row ID to every this thing.
Break it down.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. I can do that. You're right. You're right. Okay. And Civil should keep this number over there, so that there is never any confusion, at least in Civil's working. Now Civil will never get confused. User has done a lot of errors. He might get confused. He has kept the same entry. He has entered the duplicate records. But Civil will never. Civil's reference will never be confusing. Is it right? So Civil just stores a key here, just the row ID of this guy here, saying that this particular account, this particular opportunity is regarding this number 1. Is it right? And this is that number 1. Civil gets all the information about that number 1 from here. So Civil has basically extended your Excel to work with it, right? Because you can make errors. The reps can make errors. The reps can enter the duplicate records. They can even enter duplicate SSN. For example, let's say accounts 10 are written here. They probably will be duplicate, right? They will never be duplicate, right? Let's say, right, as 10. Right? 10. So it will be 111, 12, 111, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. 111, 12, 1, 2, 3, 5. 111. These are the sample tins that people will be having, the companies will be having. So Civil can even store these tins here. Is it right, sir? Because they will be unique. They can never be duplicate. Names can be duplicate of the people. And by the way, is it possible that the people can enter duplicate name? That's one thing. Maybe in the real world, people can have duplicate name. Reps, right? John Smith could be there. So we can never use name. We should be using something like SSN. But again, we are being dependent upon user data entry. Can they enter wrong SSN? So Civil will get confused. If a Civil stores the SSN here, Civil will get confused. So Civil will store its every time you enter somebody, reps enter somebody, Civil will assign a unique row ID to that. And then in the other Excels, it will reference that ID instead of referencing the name or the SSN. Because if somebody enters another person with the same SSN, then Civil will get confused. This opportunity is attached to which SSN? Is right?
But
he's saying this opportunity could be connected to a contact Excel and to an account Excel. Is it right? Account will be having 1 to 10. Contact will be having 1 to 10, right? So this one, but then you will be entering it in a specific column. So you know this particular 1 to 3 is basically referring to the account Excel only. Is it right? And if you want to refer this opportunity to, then you have to create another column, which is a contact reference, right? You'll be giving it 1, 1, 1, 1, whatever. Sorry, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But I know which one is referring to contact Excel and which one is referring to account Excel, right? I'm not gonna get confused now. This one is for contact Excel. This one, I should not be going to this Excel for that. I should be going to that professional Excel for that. Is it right? That was your point, right? So all the just a thing for you. Siebel, for example, you see the opportunity record. In this opportunity, this is the name of the opportunity. This is the account name, right? It does not mean that there is an opportunity Excel in the database or in the opportunity table in the database where opportunity name and account name are written side by side. It really means to me is these could be in two, the opportunity name and account name can be in two separate Excel, and the opportunity table or in the opportunity Excel only the reference to the account is saved.
Okay, let's suppose if I want to make a search, if I want to get A&E department in the accounts, okay, I'll write A&E departments and it will collect it from
Yes.
same source.
Sure.
And if I want to do it
in
opportunity,
yes, let's do that.
okay.
See, let's do that. This is a list of all the accounts that are there and I'm searching among them. So I can connect it to any of those. Perfect. Perfect. First puts it back in the applet here. Siebel needs to combine the data, which it has stored differently.
Okay, and so if I want to make a search for a company which I don't know either it's stored in opportunities, professional accounts or site management.
It will always be in accounts. Company will always be in an account. Right?
Okay.
Company will always be in an
Let's
account.
suppose if I don't know, how will I make a search?
Then you will go to account and make a search.
Okay.
Right? If I how many mails are there?
Yeah.
834. 834.
Yeah.
Okay. And there are 1089 new ones in this one. I will not go to that thing. See, there are 1084 in this one. Old email till November 2006. These ones I got after November 2006. Okay. So kind of emails that I get, the thing that you're talking about, searching and finding information properly, is everyday job here for me. Because I get a lot of emails from various people. That's my idea.
Okay.
What is my point? My point is that thing that you're saying, after knowing how to query, after knowing how to search, is if I don't find something, that's a skill too. You're right. Even using Siebel is a skill too. Even using Hartmail is a skill too. To find an email in my mailbox is a very important skill. If I ask you to find Southwest Airlines ticket that I reserved on November 2006, you won't be able to find easily. It's going to take you some time to find that. Making sense to you? So yes, you're right. At the end of the day, using Siebel also becomes a skill. And it is right. They do have difficulty. They will call you. I'm not able to find this record. What happened? Can you please tell me that account record? I entered it 2 days back. Where is it? So and so forth. And you have seen some emails from users like that, right? Yeah. From me, right? I showed you some emails, right? They were like, what is this project record? Basically, there's a thing called as a project, software installation project in my office. And they don't find it many times. I got an email from somebody, there are 31 records, I had to find where those are, why they did not exist.
You showed us that.
Exactly. So, they were doing a poor job of finding things, because there are like 15,000, no, maybe more than that actually. 15,000 just related to my work. And there are more than that, maybe 50-60,000 projects in Siebel, and they do not know how to find theirs. Making sense? So yes.
So why they were not assigned an ID?
There were reasons behind that, so those are the things that I have troubleshooted.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the things. Yep, perfect. Good line of questioning. Exactly. This is what I want you to think. You know. All right. So the way Excel works, Siebel stores it in Excels, but Siebel assigns its own columns for managing those Excels very well. So while referencing the data, so that you reference it properly, right? And in the GUI also, Siebel provides very good functions or features. In the GUI means what you see here is GUI. What you see when you're working on it, you're working in a very easy manner, right? So you're working on Hartmail GUI, graphical user interface. Okay, right? This is Windows GUI. This is Windows GUI. GUI, graphical user interface, right?
This is basically is it page or
it is what is this? If you say you go to Google, right? What is that? What is that?
You get all graphic and all that.
Yeah, yeah,
You see that?
yeah. It's just
On the graph, you see how G O G L E,
Uh-huh.
and we put it there. A user put it there. You know. So
okay, let's say you
these are
want
design-
to go to images. You click here, you go to images. So that's GUI. That's a design that you click on this button, you click on this hyperlink, you get to go to a different page.
Yeah.
You know, you come to click on this, you see a different thing. This is a GUI way of working. You click on this,
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
right? Right? Do you know? See, GUI is up against CLI, command line interface. See, you remember those days when you used to write copy command in DOS? Do you remember that? Was it easy or difficult?
I don't know. You have to
Type
put
certain things.
everything. You have to
Did you ever do errors and all, and was it ever buggy? I personally hated it
you know.
because he always used to mistype. I am a mistyper. He also mistyped it twice, right? Everybody mistypes.
Yeah.
People hate it all the time. People want to work in a GUI manner. They drag and drop and it gets copied,
Okay.
right? That's graphical user interface. That's the whole funda behind it. Now the thing has gone too far. That is 10 years back. That's why the name graphical user interface.
So why is it called user interface? What?
Because users are interfacing with the system through this,
Okay.
right? So now
I
the
need to
thing has.
understand the meaning of it.
Oh yeah. And why it's called a graphical? Because it's a graphical way.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? A non-command line interface. Now it has gone next step. As he said, they have come up with the method of developing softwares that let's design GUI separate from the database. Design a separate database, design a separate GUI. So that if you want to change the GUI, database does not get affected. You don't have to change the database. If you want to change the database, you don't have to change the GUI. So they want to maintain this separation between these two guys. And then there is a thing called a server. So then three-tier architecture came. That server will be lying in the middle, GUI will be on the top, and at lowermost will be the database. This is how it works.
Instead of server,
For the
it's
GUI
better to say
client,
application instead of server. All the code.
you know, you enter data or the users enter data in GUI clients. It goes to server, server munches it, changes it, defragmentizes it, fragmentizes it, puts it in database. Whatever he wants to do, it does it. Then if database, if client says, I want this data, GUI client you make a search query, and I want this data. So request goes to server receives it, validates that whether you have the access to the data or not, whether you should be or not be accessing the database, munches all this, go to database, gets all the data, gives it to the client. Yeah, right? For example, when you are coming here, you clicked on my opportunities, right? You clicked on opportunities, and it gave you, if you click on my team's opportunities, if you click on all opportunities, see this request, this is the Siebel GUI, it is going to the server of Siebel. Server is munching this thing. Mr. S admin, I'm logged in as S admin. S admin is requesting the access to all the opportunities, whether he has access or not. You know, then okay, he has. He checks all that. Then he goes to the database, gets all the opportunities. Then he goes to the account name. Then he goes to the account access, gets all the accounts name. Logically connects it because he has to give you opportunity and the account name. Whereas in database, it may not be like that. As I said, it will be opportunity name and the account ID. Is it right? Then it will logically connect all this, puts it back in the GUI. That's all. So when we